everyone, I'm Becky.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're talking about The Continent by Keira Drake, which I got through NetGalley.
I did too.
You too.
When you say the continent, I just think incontinent, which is not good, but do.
No. So this book has gotten there's a lot of conversation around it, and it was originally released as an ARC about 2 years ago, I want to say, and they pulled it because of issues that people had with it, and then they re-released it. We're not going to address those issues because we did not read the original ARC. However, if you are interested in talking about that or learning more about the issues, if you go to the American Indians and Children's Literature website, the person, Debbie Reese, has a really wonderful article on there where she academically outlines everything. And she does, there's not a lot of an opinion, and it's very academically done, so it's very fair. So if you really want a good understanding of what the issues were with the original text, I think that's a very good place to go. But,
because she's saying that there are issues both in the old version and the new.
Yes.
Which I can
agree.
I can agree with.
But this book is about Vela's son, who lives in the Spire, and everybody in the Spire wants to vacation on the continent, where there are two different, just cultures that are at war, and, they fly over them and watch them. And she goes with her family to on this amazing vacation, and there's an accident, and she gets stranded by herself. And it's about her trying to survive, and she meets a person from one of the cultures, and there's romance and stuff ensues, and it's pretty vague about what it is.
So this book shows us how, we have a mind connection now, because as I'm reading this book, Becky is texting me her thoughts about the book, and the very first sentence was, "It feels like a self-pub book," and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just read that!
It does.
So we're very much in agreement about this book in a very weird way. So now we're what is that, mind melding?
I know.
Something really weird.
And it's funny because we don't live by each other, so it's we were both reading it at the same time. But I had so many issues with this book, and it's just first of all, the plotting, it feels like this book is so slow.
And so, disjointed.
It is, because, it's, historical, but it's, a future, but it's not, steampunk. But even though they're, don't they still have candles? But they also have computers. It's very...
Well, but even just, the timeline of when things are happening. Plotting, the plotting out of the plot of the timeline of the book makes no sense. You're jumping from here to there. You don't know how long it is from one place to another. How long was she on the continent even?
Well, it doesn't make any sense. And and the dialogue is not good. The very first line in the book is something like, "I don't think I've ever seen a party so grand!" Exclamation point. And I was like, oh. And I was trying to have a very open mind and trying to be very kind of open to what this was, if possible, and it just didn't work. Plus, there was this whole thing where their cultures on the continent weren't supposed to have been interacted with the people from the Spire, but they spoke English. They spoke the same language perfectly. And I'm not talking a rudimentary you would get if you took a 2-week conversation course. They understood everything except really basic things. They could explain thermodynamics in English, but then they'd be what's a shovel?
And why didn't the other culture?
Right.
No, they spoke an entirely different language. Why were they fighting? Nobody really kind of, that it kind of gets addressed, but, seriously, what the heck?
And then the ending was just
well,
really? That's where you're ending it?
The main character was frustrating. She was not well developed.
She wasn't.
And,
I can't remember her name. I had to look it up.
Well, there's that. But no, they presented her as this, very kind of, oh gosh, the words are failing me.
She's supposed to be Katniss, but she's boring and there's nothing there.
No, not even that. They presented her as this, she can't do anything. Your stereotypical damsel in distress who knows nothing, which totally did, my feminist side was what the freak? And it did not make me happy. And then so she doesn't, and then big part of her personality is that she doesn't like fighting or war, but but then she gets in it, she's
Because she is going to be the savior.
Oh, I don't know. It was
yeah.
just, it was not.
I honestly don't think. Do we have anything else? That's just basically where we are.
I don't even like. I feel like there's so much. Oh, and then there was that random throw-in about like LGBTQ people like within this culture, and I'm like, why are we throwing that in? Not that I have a problem with it, but it was just so random and so like, check. Like, let's go down the checklist.
It's almost like we offended a lot of people the first time, so we're going to make everybody happy.
It was just...
And nobody's happy.
Nobody's happy. And this is a series.
This is
the
series.
First of a series.
I will not be reading more. And I appreciate Harley Quinn for, trying. Because they did it.
I love them.
They super nice people. And I read somewhere that they basically rewrote like big chunks of the book. But then again, if you go to the website I told you about, they talk about how much was actually rewritten. We should just rate it.
Okay.
So our rating system starts at the top with a 5. We go down to a 2. If we don't like it, it's a horse. Where are you with us?
Where are you?
I gave it a 2 on Goodreads, and I don't know why I gave it a 2 on Goodreads, but I'm almost, like, basically I'm at like a 1.5 because I want to give them credit for trying. But, like, the writing, I mean, I've read worse. I have seen worse that had been published and been a big hit, but I
would just feel so bad giving it a horse.
I know.
So I guess I'll give it 2
I'm like a 1 and a 2. Because like they tried, and like the author seems like she's trying, and the publisher is trying, and
I don't want to be mean, so we'll just give it 2 unicorns.
So that is where we are on the continent by Keira Drake.
Okay.
Bye.